All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Art Talk. So today I wanted to talk about motivating yourself to draw even when you just don't feel like it, but more importantly, how to do that. What sort of things does one need to do when you're just not feeling it? Now, this is something we all go through and experience, and believe me, I have gone through this so many times in my career where there's just those days where I just don't want to draw. There's those assignments you get where I just don't want to do it. And it's just this mental block that I know in my mind and in my heart that it's temporary, because there's those other days where I do feel like drawing and those other days where I'll get assignments and I am capable of doing it. So what I've learned to do is just relax and just accept that it is such a huge part of all this. Is just like, okay, I don't feel like doing this today. I just don't have it in me. I just can't do it. Everything that I'm doing is just not turning out the way I want to. So what is that next step? What is the thing that you can do in order to bypass this and get yourself through it? I find the thing that becomes very restrictive is our own imagination, is getting us to think of that idea and execute it. So we're sitting there, we're looking at this blank piece of drawing paper or the drawing board on our tablets, whatever it may be. And it's just like, what am I going to do? This is just, I got nothing. All I know is that the thing that I've had to do is just get started. And it is by drawing from just a reference. And usually you find that thing that you really love. So what you have to do is discover what is it that you really enjoy doing when those times do come. I know for me it's drawing faces. I know for me it's doing caricature. That was always my first love, something that I got involved in. But what is it for you? Is it drawing flowers? Is it drawing dragons? Is it drawing horses? Is it drawing landscapes, buildings, characters, caricature, whatever it may be? You got to find that source that you go, this is always my default. There's always going to be that little bit of a default. And from there, you got to just start grabbing art with that reference. So for me, like I said, it was caricatures. So the first thing I'm going to do is just grab photographs. So I have all my folders set up where I have front 3/4 faces, front view faces, side profile faces. And I go to that and I just access it. And even though I may just be sitting there like this and I'm just like, man, I'm motivated, I just don't want to do it, I just put my hand to the board and I just start moving my hand around and just starting to let it sort of evolve into something. Again, there may be some crappy drawings coming out of it, but it's something you start to do. And what I've discussed before is just building that motor. Those of you guys who live in cold climates and have cars and have started your engines, and you know that it takes a while, get that motor going. And that's what it is just getting that motor moving, getting it going. Eventually it just starts, something happened there, and that leads to something else. So that's one thing that you have to do. The next thing that I would suggest you do is you have to go and look at other artwork that inspires you. Just find something. It could be like, I love looking at just old Hanna-Barbera artwork. I think it's just old Warner Brothers artwork. I love looking at those designs, just really fun stuff. So you pull up some of those books that you have. It could be The Silver Way. Just grab whatever it is that you have and you see a drawing that's not yours. That's the most important thing. It's not your own artwork. So that's something that you're going to do, and just grab and you start going, what do I want to just learn today? I'm just going to start moving around and copy the shapes. I love the action. Or look at that hand. That hand is so expressive. I'm just going to move my hand around and do that. And that's what it takes. It just takes you moving your hand around, working on something that is not yours in order to push you through that barrier of you being unmotivated, watching videos, watching short lessons like we have here at the Silver Drawing Academy, and just doing that. So whenever you're clicking into your mind that you're just not feeling it, you have to take action. That action has to be done in any form, any way, and it's through those things: grabbing photos, watching videos, grabbing other people's artwork, but not doing your own stuff, because your own stuff can oftentimes frustrate you, because what you're going through is, you know, it's in your head, or you feel you've learned what you need to learn, and you've put in the time and you've put in the effort, and you go to put this down and it's just not turning out how you see it, and therefore it like takes away from your motivation. And that's why we have to put these things into practice. And of course, I will always suggest, if you can, find that friend. Find that friend that you can reach out to, that you can contact, that you can say, hey, let's go sketch today. Do you want to go sketch at the coffee shop? Do you want to go do this, do that, whatever it may be? And of course, if you're ever feeling unmotivated, I hope that you will show up in the weekly drawing sessions that we do every single week, because that's part of why I do it, to help motivate you just to draw, even if you don't feel like doing it. Just show up and draw and put this into practice to help you break through that motivational block. All right. So that's it. With that said, make it a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.